Hello, and welcome to this episode of Pixel Journey. Today's episode is going to be all about, are the DLCs for the game A Little to the Left actually worth buying? So if you don't know what A Little to the Left is, I actually reviewed this game already, so I will link it in whichever corner it appears in, and you can go watch the base game if you want a little bit more on what the game actually is. But the quick rundown is, it's a puzzle game to where you go through different rooms of a house and you are organizing or finding patterns in different puzzles. So the base game will run you about 3.5 to 4 hours long if you're just doing the main story and you're trying to get as many stars or clears as you can, and that's about it. Now, it does have over 100 different puzzles for you to solve, so it's by no means a small game, but some people might need a little bit more after they've finished it. So after A Little to the Left's base game released in 2022, 1 year later, they came out with the DLC pack Cupboards and Drawers in 2023, and it is about a similar length to the base game, actually. And as the name suggests, it has you going through different cupboards and drawers. You will organize pantries, you will pull out drawers to organize different junk drawers. It has similar puzzles to where you are figuring out the patterns. Some you go biggest to smallest, you might stack some, you might try and figure out, are there hidden numbers in these objects? I do feel like this really showed how the devs were upgrading their skills as they became better devs. They had a lot more interactions with just being able to pull the drawers, open different doors, and just the interactions with some of the objects themselves, not even just the environment. Now, a lot of these puzzles, there were quite a few, and a lot of them were only 1 to maybe 2 or 3 solutions at most. So this did feel like the puzzles were going by pretty fast, so it was pretty satisfying when you could kind of get through them. You felt really smart by this pack, basically. Now, I will say, I think that this pack was by far my favorite out of all 3, just due to the style and the type of puzzles that were there. It was a lot of organizing everything in its one perfect space inside the environment, inside the drawer or the cupboard. A lot of it was stacking different patterns, find the hidden pattern in these objects, flip them around. That was personally my favorite, so I spent quite a lot of time on this specific one. And if you're looking for a more chill, laid-back addition to A Little to the Left, I would highly suggest the Cupboards and Drawers DLC compared to the Seeing Stars. Now, why do I say that? Well, the Seeing Stars, one, it's a lot harder, in my opinion. So most of the puzzles in this 4 solid hours of just straight puzzles, most of them have 3 to 5 different solutions. So if you're trying to get 100% solve every single puzzle in every single type of way that you can, it's going to take a lot more brain power. I got a lot more confused. I would get stuck a lot in this. The Seeing Stars one really will make you think. If you're looking for more challenging puzzles, then this is definitely the DLC pack to go for first. Now, Seeing Stars, it does take you outside of the house. Some of them will be those beautiful constellation puzzles. You know, just switch things up. But you do inevitably go back to the same theory of you're going to be sorting different things. You're going to be organizing things. You're going to be solving the puzzles. Now, for a lot of them, you will be able to find, say, the first 2, 3 even. You'll be able to figure them out. Oh, biggest to smallest. Oh, I see the hidden number. Oh, these line up by color, maybe. So you'll feel really smart, but then you'll get to 4 and 5 and you'll be confused on what else you can do with these. That's where the real thinking begins. So the Seeing Stars pack is definitely the longest and therefore slightly more expensive than the Cupboards and Drawers pack, but still very much worth it. You still get your money's worth out of both of these. And you can definitely feel it, whereas the Cupboards and Drawers took me roughly about 2 hours with going through, trying my best to get all of the stars, but not forcing myself to if I was truly stuck. I did the same thing with both. Cupboards and Drawers took me about 2 hours. About 2 hours in, I was only halfway through Seeing Stars. It did take me roughly about 4 hours to finish the entire game. So you can definitely feel it. And you might get a bit sick of seeing the puzzles after a bit, just because there's so many ways to solve them. But when you do solve one puzzle, you might get a clue or hint or just the feeling of how to solve a future puzzle. So when that comes up later, you might remember, oh, I remember this is how you do it. Or, hey, wait, I can try this instead, and then you'll feel like a genius. I did have the issue with the scene stars to where a lot of them, there was a placemat, and the organization would overlap 2 answers for me, and so that was a bit frustrating, trying to figure out, well, all of them have a slot. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Sometimes you really gotta just sit back and look and make the obvious answers clear of those are 2 different types of outlines. So essentially, if you're breaking it down, if you loved A Little to the Left, you're going to love both of these DLC packs, but if you can only pick one, if you want the more cozier, just solve this little puzzle, go with the cupboards and drawers. But if you want to really challenge yourself, you want the best bang for your buck, you want the most time that you can put into it, the Scene Stars pack is definitely the way to go first. But I do recommend getting both. And plus, if you are an achievement hunter and you want to clear 100% of the achievements for A Little to the Left, you will need to end up getting both. Because how games work on Steam, apparently, all of the DLCs are shoved into the base game. But both of these DLC packs, if you buy them together, I believe they're under $15. So really, they're not that expensive if you can spare a few bucks. I believe one is $6, the other is $9. So I would at least put them on your wish list, and I do typically see a lot of sales going on for indie games. I actually picked up the base game plus the Covers and Drawers DLC originally in a bundle together that was on sale, and just the other day before filming my Let's Play for Seeing Stars, which I will link somewhere, go check out. I did Let's Plays for all 3 of these packs. I picked Seeing Stars up for on sale too, so definitely if you think that this would be interesting, wishlist them. You can find them on an even cheaper sale. I think even full price that these are good DLC packs to get, so definitely if they are on sale, definitely pick those up if you get the chance. So that's really it. These DLC packs are basically just more of a good thing that the base game created, but they go even further. Basically, each game, the base game 2022, the first DLC pack 2023, and just recently Seeing Stars was released in June or July of 2024. And if you look through them, you can truly see the development and progression that these devs have. The style remains the same, the soul of the game remains the same, but the interaction has improved. You can really see the environments change. You can control the objects that you're sorting, and you have to move them a certain way to get them in the puzzle right. You can just see that it felt like there was more soul in it, like they were able to figure out more stuff and put it into these DLC packs. I don't know if Seeing Stars will be the last DLC pack they do. I love these little puzzles, so if they could just keep putting out one a year or even every other year, I would love it and I would buy it. So that's basically it. I really have nothing more to say. They're just more of a fun, good thing. So if you have tried out either of the DLC packs, or if you're interested in trying out one of the DLC packs, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you've played them, which was your favorite? Mine was by far just the Cupboards and Drawers, just for the simplicity of the puzzles in there. But I'm curious on those who really loved the Seeing Stars. Did you like the challenge of it? Did you like just that it was longer and you could spend more time with it? Leave your thoughts down below. I would just love to read them and see what you thought. But that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you everyone who watched, and if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up to let me know that I did a good job. And if you like more gaming content, there's so much here on the channel. Flip through it. Give me a subscribe if you don't want to lose me, and if you want even more content from me for some reason, I do have a streaming/let's play channel, and that is linked in this video on the channel page, so give it a check if you want even more content to watch. But that is truly it for me for the day. Thank you for everyone who showed up and watched this video. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope to see you again in a future video. Bye!